What is up, guys? We are back with another epic Warhammer 40k battle report. So as always, I'm the Sound Alchemist, and today we're hitting 1,000 points of Tau, which is literally just these four mofos. We've got the Riptide, the Storm Surge, we've got a Cold Star Battlesuit, and of course we've got Farsight. And we have returned to everybody's favorite mat, the Planet of Billiards 4, I think is what it was. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a 1,000 point battle between the Tau and the Celestial Suns, which are over there. But before we get to that, this is just going to be a quick matchup. I wanted to pit to the strength of the C'tans and Guilliman against the Tau. So it's a 4-on-4 battle. It's only 1,000 points. I think it's like 960 for the Tau and like 970 for the Space Marines. But again, it is the Tau going up against the Celestial Suns. So let's see what's on the other side of the table. Alright guys, so let's run through the list really quick on this 1,000 point Celestial Sun army. Well, like I said, it's more like 970, but whatever. So starting here, we've got the Transcendent C'tan Merebi, the Form Seeker. She's got the ability Immune to Natural Law and Sentient Necrodermis. On top of this, her C'tan powers are Seismic Assault and Sky of Falling Stars. Right next to her, we've got the brand new C'tan. No name for this guy yet, so again, let me know if you guys have any awesome names for this fellow. So he's got the Cosmic Tyrant and Transdimensional Displacement abilities. And for his powers, he's got Antimatter Meteor and Transdimensional Thunderbolt. Right down here, we've got Sol Oros being dwarfed by the forces of the Celestial Suns. But size is not everything, because this guy, he's got a Jump Pack, a Relic Blade, the Hammer of Bow, and he is out for Xenos Blood. And finally, we've got the Primark Alec Elric. This is a very awesome model. As you can see, he's got a Space Wolf helmet. I'll get into that as to why a little bit later. He fights against Space Wolves, spoiler alert. But anyway, I'm using him as Roboot Guilliman. Again, he's my Primark Alec Elric, and he's got everything that Guilliman has. So that is 970 points of Celestial Suns. Let's check out the Xenos, the Tau Empire. Whoop-bam! We've got the Farsight Enclaves here, being led by yours truly, Commander Farsight. Over here we've got the awesome Riptide, sporting some fusion blasters, I think it's high yield burst cannon, and he's got a shield generator. Right here we've got the Cold Star suits. He's not modeled the way he should be, but he's got the high yield burst cannon thing and 3 fusion blasters. And then all the way over here we've got the mighty Storm Surge. This guy is a beast. Pretty much comes packed standard with all his abilities, but I'll tell you anyway. So he's got burst cannons, he's got cluster rockets, he's got freaking destroyer missiles, the pulse driver cannon, that's what I couldn't think of. And he's also got a smart missile rack. So this dude is going to sit back and fire all these guns at the ensuing warriors of the Celestial Suns. So place your bets, guys. This is the Tau, 1,000 points, very elite, going up against the 1,000 points elite army of the Celestial Suns. So let's get into this epic battle report. And here we are. So of course we've got everybody's favorite Commander Sol Oros. We've got the 2 C'tan right here. As you all know, you got Merebi, and we've got a brand new C'tan shard that I've got right here. I don't have a name for this guy yet, so if you guys have any names you guys want to throw out, let me know down in the comments below, and that's what we will be naming this C'tan here. I'm currently writing the lore behind him, so if you want to get some more ideas, check out 40 Facts on the Prison of the Gods. That kind of talks about Merebi and how the Celestial Suns came to find her. And right here we've got the Primark of the Celestial Suns, Alec Elric. Now I am using Guilliman's rules for him, so I'm not exactly sure how good Guilliman is, so I guess we'll find out in this battle report. So again guys, it is 1,000 points roughly on Celestial Suns going up against the Tau. So let's go on to turn 1. Alright guys, so this is the board state, pretty much just everybody lined up along here, and the Tau are going first. So without further ado, let's see who dies first in this epic 1000 point battle report. So turn 1 for the Tau, nothing really climactic happened, pretty much everybody just moved up trying to get a better position on the enemy. Storm Surge just stayed there, so let's see what happens. Alright, so it's the end of turn 1 for the Tau. Everybody pretty much just moved up except for the Storm Surge. Now the Storm Surge rolled for its Pulse Driver Cannon. Unfortunately, he only got a 1, but that 1 hit did hit Guilliman over there. So Guilliman shrugged off that attack. He rolled on his invulnerable save, so no damage was done there. And then he missed all his shots from his other weapons. So no damage was done, but Guilliman could have been hurt pretty bad. So that was the end of turn 1 for the Tau. Pretty anticlimactic. So now let's move on to the Celestial Suns. Alright, so as you can see, for the first turn of the Celestial Suns, they pretty much just advanced. The 2 Marines, Guilliman and the commander, kind of hid behind these billiards balls. Catan Shards moved up. Morabi tried to use her ability, I believe it's called Seismic Assault, on this one. However, I could not roll I believe it was a 6 to cause a wound. So because of that, she stays there. So at the end of the first turn for both of these armies, they're getting closer to one another, as you can see here. So I think the real carnage will begin on turn 2. Alright, so turn 2 was very, very good for the Tau. Not so much for the Storm Surge, because everything that it fired did nothing to freaking the Primark over here. He just shrugged everything off. However, the freaking Cold Star Battlesuit fired off its high yield, I think that's what it's called, high yield burst cannon and his plasmas, and it is gone. All thanks to the combined efforts of the Riptide, and like it was just a massacre. Too many saves are going through to Morabi, so she did die, and she exploded, but nobody was close enough for her, so she is gone. So right now there's only 3 units remaining for the Celestial Suns. It's not looking good, especially when no damage has been done. Okay, so the Riptide did take 1 damage just because he used his Nova, but still, you know, no real damage has been done to the Tau. So let's see what happens on their turn 2. And just like that, the Celestial Suns have tied it up. So as you can see, the Catan Shard moved closer to the freaking Cold Star, and unleashing 2 of its powers of the Catan, he has destroyed the final Tau that was in that sector. So completely eradicated him, all mortal wounds for that matter. 6 mortal wounds coming from that Catan, just bloodshed. So Guilliman and the captain, which is hiding behind Guilliman, moved up. He fired his Hand of Dominion into Farsight, and Farsight is down to 2 wounds. Or no, he took 2 wounds. So just like that, the tables are turning, but it is the Tau turn again, and that means they will shoot. So maybe the Storm Surge will actually hit something this time, and we'll see what happens in this next turn. Alright, so this is what happened on this turn. Finally, the Storm Surge did something. So it fired out its cluster rockets, it just fired its freaking, what was it, pulse cannon thing into Guilliman over here. Pretty much everything fired into Guilliman. As you can see, he's only got 2 wounds remaining, but that's literally everything being Nova Charged from the Riptide, Farsight hitting and wounding him, and Guilliman is still alive. So he's weakened, but he's still got guts, and since everything fired into Guilliman, that means that both the captain and the Catan were untouched. So let's see what happens in retaliation when the Celestial Suns bring their might on the Xenos Tau. Now, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Guilliman is the MVP of this game. Well, Guilliman and the Catan Shard. So let me tell you what happened. So Guilliman, because of his ability, Master of War, he was able to give a +1 to advances, or was it charges? I don't know, but anyway, Gilliman can give you +1 to, I think it's the charge. And because of that, the captain over here made it into close combat with the Riptide. And on top of that, because he was within 12 inches of Gilliman, when he attacks in close combat, you can re-roll ones, and I re-rolled 3 ones, making me hit and killing this thing in close combat. Now, the main reason why I was able to kill it was because the Catan shard over here fired its transdimensional thunderbolt and its antimatter meteor directly on him, doing 3 mortal wounds each. So that's 6 mortal wounds. He only had 3 left, and because of that re-roll with Gilliman, my captain has now crushed him under the might of his Thunderhammer. So it is looking pretty bad for Farsight since he's got 4 wounds left. Yeah, the Storm Surge is pretty much unscathed back here, but it's pretty soon it's going to be like a 3-on-1. So this is the next final turn, so let's see what happens. And this is where the Tau fall. So Farsight found an easy target in the captain over here. Fired, he missed. So he went into charge, and he did not roll far enough. That sucks really, really bad because he's now out in the open, and the thing that sucks even worse was that the Storm Surge could not kill Gilliman. Gilliman literally tanked everything that came his way, only taking a single wound, which is unheard of. Really, really good rolls for Gilliman. Really, really bad rolls for Farsight. So let's see what happens in the final turn for the Celestial Sons. And yeah, that's the game. As you can see, Farsight is no longer there. Gilliman ended up taking him out just by firing his little gauntlet gun thingies. And I guess you could say that the Catan helped out with his D3 mortal wounds. So Gilliman is no more. Unfortunately, the freaking Storm Surge is unscathed. But, I mean, there's no way the Storm Surge can take out everybody. Or is there? I guess we'll never know because this is the end of this game. This is a fun little game here. Just wanted to try out pretty much how well Gilliman does. And I'm pretty surprised he did really good. Now, of course, I rolled a little bit better than average since for like two to three turns, he just tanked everything that this guy was giving him. So that's really good. But I'm really, really surprised how well this Catan shard over here did. His ability of Transdimensional Thunderbolt and Antimatter Meteor just wrecked. I mean, yeah, it's a 50-50 chance of hitting, but when it does, it's D3 wounds. And I got 5s and 6s most of the time, so that's going to hurt no matter what he's aiming at. So really, really awesome work with the Catans. And yeah, that's the end of the game. Please comment down below what you guys thought about this quick little game. If you guys have played with or against Gilliman or these 8th edition Catans, let me know how well they've worked out for you. Also, let me know what name I should give this guy. Of course, he slaughtered the Tau, but he'll do much more than that. And in the meantime, check out the 40 facts on the Prison of the Gods for lore on Merebi. Unfortunately, she died rather quickly, but I mean, she'll be back. There's more shards of her. So again, guys, that's the game, and thank you for more likes and comments down below. This is the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.